Hello my spooky souls, welcome back to These Enchanted Pages. If you're new here, my name is Becky and today's video we are talking all things witchy, all things magical and all things moonlit. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee, a nice spooky blanket, and we are going to get into today's books. So today's selection is all about the magic, the mystery and the witchy reads. And of course it's part of my October series, Booze and Brews. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So these are my witchy book recommendations for the month of October. If you're like me and a spooky girl at heart, then you will love the next lot of books that I can recommend to you. Some you may have heard of, some you may not have. Okay, so the first book I'm picking up is The Bone Witch by Chupeco, and it says, "Let me be clear, I never intended to raise my brother from his grave." So I think it's got some necromancy vibes. I seem to remember the female character sort of being thrown into a story that wasn't of her making, but she kind of has to sort of figure things out along the way. She has magical powers that she wasn't really willing to accept, but she has to kind of figure out how far she's willing to go and find hidden depths, like we all do. I've got just my hand stuck in my hair then. So the beast raged, it punctured the air with its spite, but the girl was fiercer. T is different from other witches in her family. Her gift for necromancy makes her a bone witch, who are feared and ostracized in the kingdom, for theirs is a powerful elemental magic that can reach beyond the boundaries of the living and of the human. Great power comes at a great price, forcing T to leave her homeland to train under the guidance of an older, wiser bone witch. There, T puts all her energy into becoming an Asha, learning to control her elemental magic and those beasts who will submit by no other force. And T must be strong, stronger than she even believes possible, because war is brewing in the 8 kingdoms, war that will threaten the sovereignty of her homeland and threaten the very survival of those she loves. Lyrical and action-packed, this start of a new fantasy series by acclaimed author Chupeco will leave you breathless. You've got witches, you've got found family, hopefully, you've got a mission or, claiming your birthright, high stakes of saving your home and future impending beasts, it sounds like, who are going to infiltrate, and war. Magic to overcome warfare and save your homeland. It sounds good to me. So that's book number 1. Okay, book number 2 is a self-published book from Amazon. I love these, as you all know from previous videos. I do love supporting authors who can publish their books in their own right, and this is no exception. So it's called A Curse in Ash by Zantopoulos. I hope I've spelled that right. Beautiful cover, by the way. I love it when people have chosen a really good cover. It just jumps out at you when you stumble across it. Everyone knows you don't mess with fae on a new moon, but the fae that Aileen Quinn deals with don't need a thin veil to cross and jeopardize her carefully created life. As a powerful witch, she's battled for agency in realms determined to control her. Now she has a circle of friends she loves, a job where she excels, and a craft she's perfecting. Enter a handsome stranger magically linked to her and the fae fiancé who won't leave her side until threats against her life stops. As if that will ever happen. Aileen has trained in magic use, self-defense and secrecy, but no amount of training prepared her for a curse that hits so close to home. Then again, she never anticipated having 2 men by her side ready to fight and die with her. With a diverse cast of characters and no shortage of danger or romance, the explosive world of A Curse in Ash, the first in an adult contemporary fantasy series, will leave you breathless for more. 2 men, magic, finding out your destiny. Sounds good. Oh, and the fae. Love it. The third book here will come as no surprise to most witchy book lovers, and that is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli. And it's called something else in America, which was really confusing because loads of people were raving about it in America. and it had a totally different name. So I was constantly trying to Google this book and then found out that it's actually just renamed The Crimson Moth for us UK or European consumers. So let me know below if you are a Crimson Moth fan or whether you are in the USA, and comment below what the name of the book is. I can't think of it right now off the top of my head, but it's got a very different title. So anyway, witchy book, a moth to flame, a witch to burn. This is like a witch hunter, witch, my little chihuahua monster is now barking at the front door. Do I need to go and rescue him? Probably do. Bear with me. Okay, we're back in the room. Little monster's back. He's found whatever he was barking at to be boring, so we've stopped, haven't we, baby? Alrighty, little doggy is back. He's hopefully going to get cozy with me again. I'm going to get snuggled back in my blanket because it is freezing today. Let me know where you are. What part of the world are you watching this video from? I'm super curious to find out how my little corner of book universe has reached far and wide. Let's get back to this book. It says, the only thing more treacherous than being a witch is falling in love. Yeah, I can attest to that. A hunted witch, the revolution reigns. The witches who were once ruled or hidden hunted, Rune is one of them. A witch hunter, Gideon will pursue the crimson moth to the ends of the earth, and her trail leads him to Rune. But beneath the facade might be his match. Except, what if she's the very villain he's been hunting? The dangerously romantic start to Kristen Ciccarelli or Ciccarelli, I'm not so sure, I think it's Ciccarelli, New York Times best-selling fantasy duology. I like it when there's a duology. You haven't got to sign up for a whole series. Mind you, I do love series that have maybe 5 books or more. If you're a fellow long series reader, then comment below. I actually have started reading The Wheel of Time, and apparently there's like 14 books or 18 books or something, so I'm going to be signing up to that for the rest of my life probably. But yeah, 2 books are done, aren't they? They're kind of wrapped up very easily. They're a bit more fleshed out than just one book, even though I like one books as well, but yeah. Book number 4 is Bewitched. I did talk about this one in one of my other videos. It gives me the Mummy vibes, and I loved that movie. Brendan Fraser, Arnold Vosloo. I used to have dreams about Arnold Vosloo because I just thought he was so sexy, as well as Brendan Fraser. Am I slightly twisted in that I had a thing for the Mummy? Like, not the movie, but the actual mummy in the Mummy? I want to know, am I alone in that, or are there others out there that thought he was pretty fucking sexy and creepy at the same time? What does that say about me? But anyway, I'm going to be invoking all the good vibes from the Mummy movie. I'm even going to think about watching that this month because I love that movie. I wish that authors or writers would write more mummy-esque type books, because that would be so good. Like ancient artifacts, 1920s vibes, Poirot, kind of all of the things. I love, love, love that kind of ancient artifacts, going on a treasure hunt, forbidden romance. Put some nice spice in it as well. Romancing the Stone crossed with A Court of Silver Flames and The Mummy, Indiana Jones. Yeah, let's throw all of that in there. Anyway, we're getting totally off topic with witchy books. I Knew You Would Come, My Queen. At age 20, Celine Bowers desperately hopes to be accepted into Henbane Coven, an academy for young witches. Since one of the requirements for entry is to connect with her powers via a quest through the wilderness, Celine books a trip to South America, when a nefarious supernatural force tries to drag her plane from the sky. Celine's magic awakens to save her life, but at a cost. Using her powers, devours her memories one by one. Okay, so this is not quite like the Mummy, but I'm pretty sure there's Mummy-esque vibes to this. Worse, when Celine braves the jungle and discovers the source of the attack, she finds herself awakening an ancient evil, Memnon the Cursed. Oh yeah, so here we go. Who mistakes Celine for his long-dead wife, the wife who betrayed him. Celine manages to escape and begin her studies at Henbane, but when Memnon turns up at the coven and witches are found dead across campus, Celine becomes entangled in a dangerous plot. Accused of the murders on the basis of her memory loss, Celine must rely on Memnon's help for answers, and his plans for her will change everything. Now that is giving me alchemized vibes, in that there's like memory loss and she's been accused of murder, so that's interesting. But yeah, this sounds really good. Laura Thalassa also wrote Rhapsodic, which I've got here. Haven't read that one either, but that's more like demon, kind of dragon, wraith, vampire style. But I think I'm going to love Laura Thalassa, and everyone raves about this. They say it's a good ride, it's not particularly well, you know, fleshed out or like a really like 5-star god tier read, but I'm ready for mummy-esque vibes, aren't you? Final book, we've done it. Give ourselves a pat on the back. Yes. Spellcaster. This is a new edition. Love the sprayed edges of this edition, which is unusual for a paperback. Sprayed edges tend to be more often on like the hardback editions. I can't always afford the hardback editions though, so if there is a paperback, because it's a slightly older published book, I will go for the paperback. I am unsure about whether to dive into the e-reader world. I do like physical books. I would love to know your thoughts. Are you an e-reader or a physical book reader, or both? Or do you also throw audiobooks into the mix? Because I have yet to try out e-reading and audiobooks, so who knows, maybe that's something that we can do and discover together on this channel, and maybe it's something I do over on Patreon. I do have that, by the way, so please come and join me over there. I want to create a little cozy community over there for us bookworms and our spooky souls. So anyway, getting back onto Spellcaster by Yaymin Eve, sorry. It says, welcome to Weatherstone College. Can you tell I like academia, kind of college-esque style books? I think no matter how old you are, we still hark back to those school Harry Potter kind of Enchanted college vibes, and yet none of us actually had a childhood at school that we remotely enjoyed, really. I'm speaking for myself. I hated my school days. Absolutely, hated it. But I'd like to do it all over again, Harry Potter style. Yeah, sure. When my magic bloomed at 22, the last thing I expected was to receive an acceptance letter to the most prestigious witch college in the world. It's not that I don't have magic, it's just unpredictable. But with Weatherstone a part of my family legacy, I'm determined to live up to their expectations. A task that's almost derailed on my very first day, when I come face to face with Logan Kingston, the son of my father's enemy. I'm warned to avoid the powerful spellcaster at all costs, but apparently Logan did not receive the same memo. The more time I spend around him, the more I crave his unsettling attention, and as hate flirts with obsession, I'm left wondering if there's another side to the decades-old feud between our fathers. On top of that, Weatherstone is not at all like I expected. Built on the ancient blood of necromancers and battle, the magic here is as unpredictable as mine, and I sense a dark energy stalking my footsteps. When a monster attacks me, I have no choice but to turn to the strongest warlock in our school, Logan. After all, to fight a monster, I'll need a monster. That sounds great. A little bit more, school-based, enemies to lovers, but it sounds to me like it's going to be a little bit more like young adult rather than adult. Whereas Bewitched is giving me older vibes, Crimson Moth is giving me older vibes. Curse and Ash, unsure whether that's going to be YA or adult. And the Bone Witch, that's giving me adult vibes. So yeah, I don't know whether there's a poll that we could do, maybe over on my Patreon, where we could vote whether books are YA or adult, because sometimes it is hard to tell. Thank you so much for spending the time with me and getting your dark academia witchy vibes fix with me. I hope that you've seen a few here that you want to get your claws into. If you have read any of them, I'd love to know your thoughts down below. We will love to hear your thoughts over on my Patreon page, where we can discuss these books in depth. If you want to know more about that, I'll leave it down below and you can go and check it out whenever you feel called to. And of course, this channel is for the dreamers, for the witches and the wanderers, and these are our enchanted pages.